Amen. I tell this story every year, and the reason why I tell this story every year is that every year it fits perfectly. It is said that on the day that Jesus Christ was born, that two angels were peering over the edge of heaven and looking down into the manger. And one of the angels said to the other angel, "My, look how small God has made himself." For thousands of years before Christ came, pagan religions talked about gods. For thousands of years before Christ came, the Jewish people were being prepared to receive the Messiah. And the stories that we hear both in the Holy Scriptures and in pagan history talk about the exploits of the gods. And in the Old Testament, we read of the exploits of Jehovah. But the marked difference between the stories of the pagan gods and the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob can be summed up in one word. And it is, ladies and gentlemen, what separates Christianity from all other religions in the world. The one word that differentiates the gods of the pagans and the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is humility. You see, brothers and sisters, what we declare this morning on this glorious Christmas day is that God, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, did not send intermediaries on His behalf to conduct His will. He came Himself. The gods of the pagans were constantly bickering with one another and vying for positions of power, because the pagan gods and the pagan religions and even secular ideology today has reduced everything to power. People who have it and people who want it. Ideologies that are popular nowadays about this or that thought or political process is always talking about, we don't have power, we need power. We have to have power. We have to vote to get power. We have to hold on to power. If we have power, we need to hold on to it. If we don't have power, we got to punch the folks in the nose that do have power and take it from them. And the bitterness and the rancor and the division in society is so blatantly obvious. And it's all about, because their whole lives, all of their ideologies and their thoughts are focused on power. The God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, completely different. Our God exercises His power to make Himself weak. To make Himself weak on your behalf, so that your weakness can become strength. He makes Himself vulnerable, so that your vulnerability becomes a way of safety. He makes Himself subject to mortality, so that finally you will never have to fear mortality ever again. Make no mistake about it, my brothers and sisters. The gods of this world are constantly thinking about themselves. The God who comes to us in Bethlehem's manger only has you on His mind. The God who comes to us this morning as a helpless child does so in exercising His immense and immeasurable power and authority, not to aggrandize Himself, but to make Himself weak. for your salvation. Brothers and sisters, on this Christmas day, the gift that God is opening this morning is your face, your life. Your Father loves you so very much that He would empty Himself and come among us so that you would never have to fear again. It is said that when the baby was lying in the manger and let out its first cry, when he let out his first breath, a shiver of fear ran down the spine of Satan, because he knew his self-centered, arrogant self-centeredness and his kingdom of death and darkness was coming to an end. And all of it was being done for you and me. Let us rejoice this morning that Christ is born. And the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob is not like the gods of our secular masters today. The gods and the giants and the demons that are only out to aggrandize themselves and make themselves more powerful and themselves more filled with authority. And they will lie to your face and tell you, because it's for your own good. The kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our God and His Christ. And make no mistake about it, ladies and gentlemen, what the Apostle Paul told the Ephesians is true. Every knee shall bow and every tongue shall confess that Jesus Christ is Lord, to the glory of God the Father. Every arrogant soul, every arrogant spirit, every arrogant ideology will bend the knee in the face of the God who made Himself weak for your salvation. This is why we celebrate. This is why our faith is so full. This is why Christmas is so wonderful. Merry Christmas, everyone. Christ is born.
Thank you so much for watching. I pray this was a blessing to you. If it is a blessing to you, please don't forget to like and subscribe and share these videos. It really does help us a great deal. Speaking of helping us, if you'd like to support this media outreach, go to our Patreon site at Faith Encouraged on patreon.com. You can also visit us at our website at faithencouraged.org and write me at frbarnabas@faithencouraged.org. I look forward to seeing you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe. God bless you.